Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. It's a little different than what you'll probably see on the rest of the channel, but I'm Gravityfail 87. That's why you're here for the channel. And I have the crew from Sandbox, Jacob and Josh, as well. And then we also have a guest DM, Keller, who created an excellent tabletop RPG system called the Lost Toy Brigade. And I'm going to skip over Jacob and Josh because you already know them. So, Keller, it is now your show.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you to Sandbox for hosting this. Yeah, my name's Keller. I run Space Cat Publishing. I've got a couple games out, but the game we're playing today is kind of in the playtest phase. I'm kind of nearing the end. Probably by the time this comes out, we'll have some actual content you guys can check out. But yeah, this is Lost Toy Brigade. It's a game for small toys with big problems. A rules light TTRPG that gives you the role of toys, those little playthings you know and love. Going on adventures, kind of realistic or in kind of otherworldly settings. It's kind of up to the Toy Master. It's kind of up to the group to decide what they want their story to be. Today I'm going to be running people through just a little kind of intro session. We're going to be doing character creation. We'll kind of get some characters going for a small little session to kind of experience what the game is. Cool. Yeah. Thank you guys again for having me.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, so we can get started. It's a really, really easy process to make a character. It's just a couple decisions. Some of it can even be randomized with rolls if you don't like, having to think of things on the spot. But it's a very rules light system. It starts with kind of just defining what your character's personality is going to be, what they look like, kind of what the physical traits are before you get into kind of general stats. So you have a list of stats, which are going to be action, power, speed, think, tough, and talk. Very simple. Each stat's going to have a different die assigned to it, ranging from a D4 to a D20. The D20 is going to be the thing you're best at in the game, and the D4 is going to be the worst thing you're at in the game. Let's say you're really great at talking, you're going to assign that to a D20, but you're not really, quick on your feet, you're not, thinking. Thinking isn't your best thing, so you're going to be a D4. So anytime you make a test for things like that, you're going to roll that die, if it's going to be talking or what have you. And obviously, the higher the number, the better for this game. So obviously, you have a lower chance of succeeding on those lower dice. But if you roll the highest value on that die, then you are going to get a triumph, and it is going to let you increase the die size to the next size up. So if you get a 4 on that think and it's a D4, you're going to go up to the next one, a D6. You're going to add that value to what the D4 is. So you could potentially be getting higher and higher rolls, but it gets less likely the higher the die size. So that's just kind of a quick overview. So we can probably get started onto character creation. We're going to be making some toys here. Do you guys all have a kind of a toy that you want to start with? You guys are wanting to do any kind of like randomization? What are you guys thinking?
I know. I'm going to grab it. I forgot to grab it.
I got a toy of mine too.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I wish I had an actual toy of mine, but I do know what I want to make.
I grabbed a dusty bobblehead panda pool.
Ooh. I love that.
I was gonna say pool.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no limit to. So like they can be real, they can be like fake characters. Like in the book, you won't find any like IP infringing names, but you guys can definitely like use some use some toys, use some characters you might be more familiar with. Panda pool, I love that. That seems like a great place to start.
Generic comic book panda who can't die.
Generic comic book panda.
Yeah. We know I'm a panda pool, but what toy would both of you like to be?
Well, man, it's gonna be a big reveal. It's part of the storytelling. I'm gonna have to save it.
What? You're gonna save the toy? You gotta create the toy. You still gotta make your character.
The toy I will play as is going to be a blob of silicone-based putty of a bright pink variety. That could form any face as needed and roll around places.
Oh, that's
maybe
so
even
much fun.
copy down some any text we might come across.
I love that, like the classic kind of newspaper. Like you're picking up actual tests. You're picking up faces.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I plan to play as Silly Putty, and their name is going to be SP, and we're not going to talk about SP, what it stands for. It's just one word, SP.
SP. I love it.
That's awesome.
Cool. And then Jacob, did you have an idea, or were you wanting to kind of discover what toy you're going to be kind of throughout character creation?
So I do have an idea of what toy I want to be. The stats
Mhm.
for it, I definitely want to discover through character creation. But the toy I want to be, so I am 100% a late 90s, early 2000s kid, and my favorite toys growing up were Bionicles by Lego. So I'm 100% going to be a Bionicle of mixed match parts. It's going to be a mixture of Toa Pohatu and Toa Tahu, the red and brown Bionicle mixed together.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I'm so stoked.
I was I was like, I've seen so much nostalgia in this game so far, and I already love it. Awesome. So we can get started here. We have some kind of ideas to kick us off. So the first like real quote unquote decisions, you can kind of do it in any order, but the official order is kind of starting with like, what does your character look like? What are some of those kind of like basic traits, like physical traits before it moves into kind of like general personality traits, so like how you might play them. So you'll choose at least two physical traits. You can roll for them randomly, or if I mean you guys have some ideas already. So if you wanted to pick some general categorization, and then we'll have two personality traits and then a flaw as well. So you got a third personality trait that's going to kind of maybe not play so positively as the other two.
I think for mine, I like how the physical traits are designed kind of like a roll table of like a 4x6. And
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna take the more boring option and be like, it is a mass produced plastic toy, because that's what the panda pool is. Like, it's a new panda pool toy. Um, Although when I did roll, I was like, ooh, a 2-4, a scuffed a scuffed panda pool I could do. Well, yeah, I'll do that. Add that on there. He's scuffed.
Yeah, he's scuffed. Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, if even if you roll two, like if you're wanting to randomize, like some of them might not make the most sense, or you might get like two of the same thing. So like you can also re-roll if stuff doesn't make sense as well. Cool. That sounds awesome. Cool.
And then
And
yeah.
because I am awful at listening, as both of these two who have DM'd for me know, um, and because I represent the crowd of players who don't listen to their DMs or toy masters, sorry, their toy masters ever. When I'm putting in these traits here on the character sheet, or sorry, the toy sheet, I have physical, personality, and flaw here. So for physical, I'm looking at your table here with the materials, age, style, assembly, as James had just said about his toy. Should I be writing in there in the physical section, like mine would be mass produced, plastic, used, and otherworldly? Or is there other sections for those other physical traits?
So those are that's gonna be the main area. It doesn't uh really establish anything like mechanically, so these are kind of more of like for other people to know kind of what you are and for you to have like a good understanding of what you're made of. So that would be a good place. The physical traits is yeah, the physical traits would be kind of like the style or what the form is that you're taking.
Perfect.
Cool.
Oof.
Yes, good
I
question.
Yeah. So I don't want to jump ahead, but I was rolling for the personality traits because I love finding out the character instead of like trying to like make it. I'm like, okay, uh, analytical, witty. You got to figure out how to be witty. That's going to be hard, guys.
Good luck.
But then the flaw is dramatic. So be prepared. I might have to do a little bit Princess Donut from Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I don't know. I feel like you rolled the perfect group of personality traits for your panda pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. It's
Oof.
like witty and dramatic are like two defining traits of a
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Maybe just the panda element gives them a little more analysis.
yeah. I'm curious, Josh. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're there yet, but if you're gonna pick your own or want to roll, because
I'm
I'm
rolling
curious.
personality now.
Yeah, I'm curious how your putty
Hmm.
personality comes out.
Adventurous,
Makes sense.
honest, polite, confident.
Now, are you rolling any flaws? It sounds like a lot of positives.
I
Yeah.
did traits first, flaws next.
Okay.
I did 4d10. I see it's d4. I don't know. I can't read this table either.
So is
Oh,
it supposed to be
Yeah.
like?
So
You know
so
what? You explain your system, Keller,
yeah,
and
no,
I'll
yeah, I was
stop
gonna say. So I
asking
mean, if there were
questions
questions, I mean,
legally.
this is the point for it as well. But yeah, so you can kind of roll two different dice simultaneously to kind of
I see now.
pinpoint the
One for
result.
column, one for row.
Yes. So you'll kind of like dot dot.
And I'm sorry if you
To get
mentioned it already. Should we have for personality traits? Is there in your rules here? Is there a certain amount of personality traits we should have? Like, should we? Is it 3 or? Okay.
Yes.
On page 10, it says there should be 3 personality traits. 2 of them are the personality traits, and 1 from the flaws.
Hmm.
I'm not
Okay.
leaning into the
No,
find
no,
the
you're
pool personality
okay.
yet.
Yeah. No. Cool. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
So
guys.
technically 3, but 2 will be regular personality traits, and 1 will be the flaw.
Although I do think being honest and what was one of the other ones, like an adventure? No, yeah, adventurous and honest for Putty is great
Mhm.
because like literally you could be
Adventurous,
like,
honest.
I copied this page. I can't tell a lie.
I want to lie so bad.
and impulsive for the flaw.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I rolled mine and I got a gentle diplomatic personality. And
Oh
my
yeah.
flaw is that I'm shy. I'm just so shy, guys.
I'm just a bionicle. Come on,
Sorry,
guys. Let's talk this through.
I could set you on fire and throw rocks at you, but we just have a chat.
Yeah. I'd prefer the peaceful option, but violence is an answer. All right, so if we got those, then we can move on to let's see, our next category here, which is going to be kind of deciding the dice for your stats. So you'll have a set of 6 dice. You're going to have a D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, and a D20. And you'll assign those kind of like I was saying before. The easiest thing to do is figure out what you're going to be the best at, what you're going to be the worst at, and kind of working your way towards the middle is kind of a popular option, but you can kind of also be kind of collaborative if you wanted to, balance things. If one of you guys wants to be the talker, one wants to be the action-packed person who's able to, snap in there and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either or. You guys can kind of decide amongst yourselves or kind of do that independently as well.
As we do this, can you give a brief description of like what power action
Yeah.
so on means for
Yeah.
them?
Absolutely. Power is sheer strength and like physical force. So that's kind of going to be like a lot of these are kind of correlative to kind of common concepts for different stats. So power is kind of like how much strength you're able to use. Actions kind of spur of the moment, like ability for performing stunts, maneuvers, and kind of being able to act in like high stakes and kind of fast paced situations. Speed is going to be pure speed. That's kind of like how quick you're able to go via running, flying, swimming, whatever the mode of transportation is. And it's kind of general reaction time as well. Talking is going to be your general charisma and intimidation, persuasion, kind of the way in which you interact with individuals, which you can interact with other toys. Humans depending on the game, but the base game is kind of assuming that when a human sees you, you fall flat, you go immobile. But for this game, kind of for the game we're getting set up, it'll be just talking to other toys. Thinking is going to be kind of intelligence, kind of how wise, like intelligence, wisdom, kind of how well you think through things. And tough is going to be your endurance and how kind of durable you are, be it physical or even emotional if the situation comes to it. So that's kind of just a snapshot of like what each stat really covers.
I think I know my stats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already placed mine.
No, that was good though. Because so for mine, my D20 is at talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think to go along with the like witty analytical aspect of my toy of like I can be. I mean, we all could be talkers. Who knows? But I went
Party lights.
talk and think are my top two, and then I did 2 D8s. Well, I got to fix that. And then power will be the D10. So those are like my top 3.
Okay. You said talk, think, and power?
Yeah. My lowest is speed. That's a D4. Because
Okay.
this thing bobbles too much.
Yeah. I'm imagining it moves like a South Park character, just kind of like wobbles. Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm behind. I'll catch up.
I decided to try and lean into those personality traits a little bit, as well as just like, you know, the bionicle lore I've got tucked deep in my brain here. With this being a mixture of Pohatu and Tahu, I went with power being my top one. That's my D20. Think being my D12. And tough being my D10. So my talk is 8. My speed is 6. And my action is 4. Yeah, so I went with the kind of the gentle giant kind of route. You know what I mean? Like, if I gotta swing, I'm gonna swing. But I don't wanna.
So I think that really does play well into that dynamic you've already got established. Josh, do you have any thoughts on yours?
Yeah, so for adventurous and impulsive, I put action as the top one. Then I put toughness second. Power. I did speed kind of in the middle because I figured I can go into a ball. I don't know if that gives me speed, but I can go downhill pretty quick. Thinking's the D6 and talk is D4. Sometimes I will seal my mouth closed entirely.
That's so funny.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Mid-sentence.
I also like, Josh, that you, as the putty, have the highest stat amongst all of us. Because I'm a D4, Jacob's a D6, and then you're the D8 for being a putty.
Yeah, nice.
That's awesome. Cool. So we got those. Next up is going to be the category. This is kind of like a loose categorization, whatever kind of fits your character best. There are a couple of bonuses you'll get, which is just going to be like a +2 or a +1 to different stats. It's kind of like a pseudo class, just like a loose classification. So you got like an action figure category, a blocks, a doll, electronics, plushie, vehicle, or if yours doesn't really fit into any of those neatly, it can be a build your own, which is +2 to 1 stat or +1 to 2 different stats. So it's kind of like you also get to choose some kind of bonus to go with yours, and it might be based on, what category you are, but it could also just be based on how you want to build your character with like a build your own style as well.
Yeah, this is the part of character creation where you try to fix where your lowest stats are at.
Or you double down.
Yeah. I double down. I was thinking about between plushie or doll that like the bonuses, because a plushie is a +2 to talk and a doll is a +1 to talk and 1 to think. And I'm like, there's no misconceptions. This is a small doll. It is a small, cute doll.
I'm torn between going the action figure route or the build your own. I mean, build your own makes sense to me because it's Legos. You know what I mean?
And you literally built your own because he's just different pieces.
Exactly. But they were action toys, so like
action blocks.
Action block.
I think you're between the top two options, action figure and blocks.
But I think this is the perfect spot where, to your categories, I can build my own and do +1 to 2 stats, and I could do +1 to the action and +1 to the toughness. That's a perfect blend of action and blocks. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do build your own and do +1 to action and +1 to tough.
Now, I'm going to make an argument that I myself don't believe in. Silly Putty is a vehicle.
A vehicle.
I wholeheartedly agree. Continue.
I need the argument.
All right. So it can carry things and it can go places.
So are you a vehicle? Yeah, I was going to say, are humans a vehicle then?
Yeah, for sure. Parasites love us. I am going to
Yeah.
build your own. I'm
you're
thinking
saying it's
about
like,
doubling down to my already best stat. Putty's not thinking. I could argue Putty's tough because you can't. It's hard to break it. You can rip it in half, but it still melds together.
I say it is very resilient as a material.
It is. Yeah, I'm gonna do build your own. I'll probably do 1 action, 1 toughness.
That makes sense. Even though I agree that putty can be a vehicle, I think
That's
build your
right.
own is
I
probably
don't
more
agree.
yeah.
I don't agree.
Agree.
Me and Keller agree with this whole situation.
Yeah.
But wait, if you made the argument, why don't you agree with it?
I started off. We're gonna make an argument I do not believe in.
Man.
You make an amazing lawyer.
Except I don't know the rules, the laws.
Yeah. So next section is going to be the talents, and you'll have 2 to choose from. They're going to be general, like, kind of special, talents. They're going to be special things you can do in certain situations. There's kind of like a little, like, a good comprehensive list that some of them have to do with kind of your material, your size, the actions you can perform. Some are static, +1 or +2 if a certain situation comes about, or some kind of like modify your ability to do things. So, for example, there's a signature item, and a lot of these are kind of like you can kind of depict it however you think is appropriate for your character. So there's a signature item, a talent as an example, where you have like a signature item for your toy. And you kind of figure out when that situation comes in handy with your toy master's approval. And anytime that situation occurs, you get a +2. So that's kind of like a pretty malleable one. And then you have others that are like rearrange, which allows you to kind of, move around different parts. You can make a check with a different stat than what is being requested. So you can kind of like move around. It's like there's a limitation on like you only can do it twice per day. So there's a couple that can like modify gameplay. There are some that are just kind of straight bonuses, but it kind of varies between like active and passive. Some characters might have kind of like the physical traits of some of these describe, but they just won't get like, the actual benefit.
As the creator of this system, Keller, obviously, like when you're creating something like this, when you're creating a character, when you're creating a system, when you're writing a book, whatever, you try not to have favorites.
Mhm.
But there's a good amount of items here, so I'm not going to ask you to read all of them. But if you had to pick, let's go with 4. Let's go 4 favorites from this list. I'm just curious, can you pick a favorites from your children here on this list?
You're trying to have him pick for you. That's the thing.
No, I've already
Yeah.
picked. I've already picked one of mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I have
Let the
one
record
favorite.
show. I don't believe this, but Jacob's not guilty.
So I actually think there's one that I think might apply to Josh's character specifically well.
Ooh.
I have a favorite that's called Embiggen. So you can kind of grow many times your size in an instant, and it lasts for about 10 minutes. When you're embiggened, power and tough checks are rolled twice, and the higher of the 2 results are taken, but all the action and speed checks you make are taken with the worst of 2 results. One of the reasons I like that is because embiggen's a word I got from Simpsons, and I have a few other Simpsons words specifically sprinkled throughout a couple games I've worked on. Cromulent being another one for any Simpson lovers. But I also think that SP might be able to physically get larger and kind of stretch out in that capacity. Seems like something that might be physically capable for that character.
I think that's a great suggestion right there.
But you don't
Josh
have to.
definitely can't take that.
If I had to highlight one that I think is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking Embiggen.
See, I was asking so I can help Josh
Sure.
make his character,
Sure.
you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, I
Oh,
already
teammate.
chose both of mine.
I feel like
I already chose both mine.
was one of yours mix and match.
100% was mix and match. I'm a Lego.
Yeah.
How can I not be? I'm literally
Yeah.
mix and match.
What's your other one?
So just for the audience, let me scroll up here to mix and match. The talent mix and match is you always have the right tools for the job twice per day, +2 for any check, which I thought just fit with my stats in general as well because of the layout and also being like a diplomatic character and everything. The second one I went with was parts. You're able to divide yourself into smaller pieces. When separated, choose either +2 for your action checks or +1 for speed checks. So that one was to make up for my speed being my second lowest. And I mean, also, Legos just fall apart sometimes.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I can imagine you like
Awesome.
splitting into the smaller 2 versions of yourself, like from a McDonald's Happy
Right?
Meal style, and you're just like,
Right?
running. Then you come back together
I'm-
and you've like reformed your arm into whatever tool we need.
Exactly.
That is the perfect bionicle build.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, man.
Absolutely. What are you thinking, Gravity?
So one of them was Gizmo. You're skilled with gizmos and gadgets for +2 for any checks when interacting with technology. I imagine that just like my panda pool, when I leave the room, he's on my computer, surfing the web, messing up my notes, and that explains why all my notes take forever, both at work and home. And he's like watching
He's watching
Sally,
clumsy panda videos.
yeah, clumsy panda videos, Sally Raphael or whatever from the '80s, old like talk shows and whatnot.
Ordering chimichangas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
So much Tijuana Flats.
but then to be helpful, I picked helpful. I also kind of figured that this is part of the like dramatic, is that I can assist other people. Your presence is a benefit to those around you, obviously. So twice per day, you can add +2 to another toys check.
That is quite helpful.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Just
And I think
basking in my glow, guys. You will
Yeah.
have a +2. You're welcome.
How very Deadpool of you.
That just means
I'm
that if there's
sure-
like a big thing and I helped you do it, I get the points for it.
the 5-minute speech you're going to have to do to get them, able to use that, of course, is secondary to it. It's
Oh,
more
yeah.
about the other people.
Yes, yeah.
I was like, what are you thinking, Josh?
There is an option that just says stretchy, and I can't not take that.
Oh yeah. How did I not even think to highlight that one? I was just looking through, yeah.
I didn't have to read the description. I'm like, yep, it's that one.
Yeah. I try to make a lot of these very surface level, like, you can tell by the
Yeah.
name, but yeah, stretchy is
That's great.
So when you were going through creating this, how did you decide in this talent section, you know what, we're going to limit this to 2 talents instead of like in the D&D system, there's the feat system, and like every couple levels you can get a new feat, you know what I mean? If that's what you choose, or you can do an ability score improvement. This system where you have talents is pretty interesting to me, because it's like these are your fixed talents for your toy. What landed you on, you know what, let's just go with 2 of them?
Yeah, so I think like it's a good question. I kind of like played with a lot of these, but like I felt like I wanted a very rules light system, and I think that the D4 through D20 is kind of like a pretty easy to understand thing, but I wanted a little bit more complexity, a little bit more kind of like options to modify gameplay. And I figured like so many, watching a lot of movies with toys, living like not just Toy Story, but there's a lot of other properties
Yeah.
as well that kind of have like there are intrinsic traits or there's kind of like memorable moments that a lot of these talents kind of speak to. But in terms of like kind of like the RPG side of it, I wanted like to have at least like set actions that you can do that like maybe are a little outside the realm of realistic, but are still kind of tethered to like plausible, doable. It makes sense for a toy to be able to do this or that. And since there's no like real like kind of leveling system as of yet, heavy asterisks for kind of the playtesting system. Just I wanted to have something that people feel like they can do stuff from the get-go without like having to be tied to, okay, I'm just gonna like, roll this die and nothing will ever happen.
Yeah.
Or like there's no sense of like further complexity outside just the base system. Without it having to revolve around like getting tools, getting weapons that, kind of like classic D&D, like you're leveling up by getting like cooler weapons or more magic, like loot. Like it's not just about like the things you're getting, but it's like you have things you can already do. How do you use those to kind of solve problems? And like there's a potential that maybe some items get put into the game later that kind of help with progressing, or you get special things throughout it. But I just wanted to make sure people could feel empowered by kind of even like the first session, so they don't have to start at like a lowly level 1 where they just have a sword and a shield and good luck fighting a dragon or anything,
Yeah, no, and I really like that approach to it. It's something we've talked about in like our sessions and everything. When you're starting out at lower levels, like there's so often that like when you play a D&D style system, you just go, hey guys, just go ahead and start at level 5, or you go, let's start at level 10. That's when it gets good. I like that this is something where it's a little bit, it's more rules light. You can start from the get-go feeling pretty powerful, and at least from what we've experienced so far of this, and if you have friends that have never played a TTRPG before, it can be daunting if you bring a friend over to the group and it's like, okay, you need to make a level 10 character and I need you to memorize this entire rule book, and oh, here's your character sheet that's 4 pages long with all the things you can do. Like, this is really cool that it's like, this is one sheet and everything's right on it that I need.
Thank you. And I definitely like I just enjoy like rules like even outside like storytelling. There's a lot of like, the less rules that get in the way, the easier it is to facilitate a fun story, and the easier it is to get other people addicted to games. Because I like to introduce games to a lot of people, and I try to make games that are like easy for people. Because like you said, it is daunting when you have a 500-page book. Then I love 500-page books. Don't get me wrong. I love the crunchy games too.
Yeah.
But like I think there is a difficulty when there is homework attached to something, but the easier it is to get people to start, and even on like the Toy Master side too, it's about as easy as it is to be a player. You just have to be able to facilitate the story, or even like there are some formats where you don't really necessarily have to have a single Toy Master. Everyone can kind of collaborate, but it's about like limiting the amount of barriers to get to a fun session or a fun experience with friends. So that's kind of like the general approach I try to take across the different projects I do.
Also, it's I'm a parent. This sounds like it would be a fun, kids first TTRPG.
I would gladly support that. Like, this game is also meant to be kind of a little more family friendly as well. I don't have a set age rating just in terms of like the different dice, but like I think it's pretty accessible at like a lot of ages. I might even have some kind of like younger audience friendly supplements or maybe a couple of sheets to kind of simplify gameplay, depending on how young your child is to like facilitating that kind of stuff. Okay, so it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, everyone had theirs. Gravity's Gizmo helpful. Jacob's mix and match and parts. Josh, you got Stretchy. Did you want to take Embiggen or did you want to use a different one?
No, I got Embiggen and Stretchy.
Embiggen and Stretchy. Cool. Awesome. Sweet. So we've got those. So that's kind of a lot of like the kind of personal character details. There's sections to kind of add in personal history of your character, kind of, all the different keepers they've had, and kind of like the human, like that's kind of attached to you, like that like is associated with you. And there's like a general like, you can do you can describe them however you'd like. There's a little section for that as well. Kind of getting into the more detailed elements. But the next thing I'll have you guys do is work together to discover your keeper, who is going to be, like I said, your person, kind of caretaker. Often it's a human. Maybe it's not. I know some people have talked about playing dog toys before, but like whoever is like quote unquote the person that's associated with you. So you'll kind of together choose a name, age, and just 3 general facts about them that might cover kind of how they interact with you guys, things you know and like about them, or even like how they acquired you or when they acquired you. So you guys can work with that. Generally, it's pretty open for different sessions. The Toy Master might have some constraints just for the story they want to tell. I'll give a little bit of setup for this one. For this one, you guys are all sharing the same keeper. The only parameters I really have for this particular session is that you're all working together to find a 4th toy. This is kind of a rescue mission. The mission's going to be Operation Find a Friend.
Ooh.
So you guys if you wanted to include that 4th character, that 4th toy, if you wanted to come up with a name, they don't need they're not getting a character sheet. They're kind of an NPC for the sake of this. But if you guys wanted to kind of come up with a keeper together, and then after that, or during that, kind of figure out who's that 4th toy you're trying to save.
For your story, do you have an age range for the keeper?
In this one, no. The premise here, though, to kind of get you guys rolling with like the direction of where the game will be starting. So you guys are trying to save a toy that was accidentally taken to a like a hobby shop, like as a used item that's being sold to a collector. So it is maybe some object of importance, or kind of some, it goes with the other toy goes with some kind of collection. The keeper's age doesn't have to be defined. I was thinking that a kid might work, or maybe if it's an adult, they didn't realize they were selling the toy.
I'm going to throw a wrench in there. Not really, but my suggestion, I'm going to go with age for the keeper. That's the one fact I'm going to take. It is someone's mom. It's a 75-year-old gal who like was going through all of her like the attic and toys and stuff, and she has her favorite knickknacks, and some of us are around, so like that's where the Bionicles live with all the other like Legos and stuff. And I happen to live by like I'm cute, I'm adorable, I'm the panda pool, and by like the TV I get to press the clicker for her or something when she's not paying attention. But I'm gonna go with age. She's like a 70-something-year-old gal. Yeah, had like a yard sale, and that's how it got to the hobbyist, possibly, or something. To go with your thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that sounds perfect.
But someone else gets
Cool.
to pick her name.
I feel like it's got to be 100%. I'm stereotyping. I'm sorry, world. I feel like someone who owns a panda pool, silly putty, and Bionicles. It's got to be a fun name. Like it's got to be something that's different than just like Lisa or Karen. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be like a fun name.
Now I'm trying to think of like some of my high school teachers that were fun.
Gwendolyn.
What about? Oh, Gwendolyn's good. I was gonna throw out. I'm kind of leaning towards Gwendolyn now. But I was gonna throw out Arabella. It's got a little bit of like a roll to it. You know what I mean? But it's also got kind of like an old lady vibe.
I love both of those.
I almost feel like, okay, keep all of them, right? It's like Arabella, Gwendolyn, and then like
and then another one.
We need some kind of last name.
Smith.
Yeah, super common. Smith.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Wait, you said, so is it Arabella Gwendolyn Smith?
Yes.
100%.
Wait a second.
Okay, Captain Fun. You came up with one of the names.
I'm just being crazy. No, I was going like 2 steps ahead. I was trying to think of a even longer name that has an acronym to it.
I mean, if you
can come up
Gwendolyn,
with a good acronym,
Arabella Smith, gas.
Look, the kids might like it.
Where's Miss Gas?
I was.
She was here earlier.
Let's go with it. Go with it. Roll. She has a 3-bean chili she loves to serve. 5-bean chili. That's a fact.
Aren't most of the mixes like a 7-bean?
11
she
bean
takes
now.
them out.
It's 11.
It's the 7-Eleven chili is her favorite chili.
Now I know 11 beans doesn't sound that filling, but they're big beans.
I think that is probably the like addendum onto that fact. Is the number always changes? It's 1 bean, 11 bean,
That's
12 bean. Just roll a d20, and that's the bean chili she makes of the week.
this
But
chili.
if she rolls a
is
20,
gas.
she has to roll again for the next one, so it'll triumph and go again and again.
Triumphant chili.
Awesome. So we got her name, we got her age, we got the first fact about her being chili.
I'm hands off on these other
indeterminate
facts.
numerals.
That's up to you, Jacob and Josh. You get the other 2.
I think we need something that like humanizes this person a little bit, like a fact that's like a career or something like that. So I'm gonna go with she was an architect for the majority of her life.
That makes me feel like her house would be very fancy now,
or very like what are those like Frank Lloyd Wright ones?
Oh yeah,
they're like super wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just got a flat roof.
My dream.
She spent the first 50 years of her career just designing houses, and she's finally retired.
Yeah. Have you seen that Mrs. Gas house?
She's in the world leaderboards for the NES game Duck Hunt.
What number is she though?
Number changes every year.
We gotta pick a number.
So did she recently get on this board, or is this like such a high score that no one's been able to beat it in like the past like many years?
I don't know. That could be a good one. It could have been ages old, or it could have been what she. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, when Duck Hunt came out, she would have been like teens or something and just like ran with it. She's like the top Duck Hunt NES. She was on like Nintendo Power forever ago, with the Power Glove in one hand, the little Duck Hunt gun in the other hand.
Wait. She was the number 1. And she lost her slot to number 2.
And she went to
And
the
also
attic.
lost the toy.
She went into the attic.
Well, what toys would Duck Hunt? Like the dog? Like she
The
got
zapper gun, the NES itself, the zapper gun.
Is the zapper gun the toy we're trying to find?
I think the zapper
think
gun's
so.
got to be the toy we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels a little too nice. Like that's good. Good design. That's 2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Yeah.
Or 2 ducks with 1 stone.
Oh, no. One zapper?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 birds, 1 click. Cool. Okay, so you guys are looking for the zapper. So that's going to be kind of that's going to be the toy that you guys are going to be looking for in this session. So we got those kind of figured out. Keeper, we got her information. A retired presumably retired. Was that established, or is she still on the clock? Is she like... Okay, she's retired.
I feel like she might have like the occasional professor consultant thing going on. Like she'll do that, but otherwise, yeah, retired. Guest lecturer.
Okay.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Guest
Or
lecturer.
phrase. Yeah.
Very nice. And then did we establish, is it Gwendolyn Arabella Smith Gass, or was it Arabella Gwendolyn Smith Gass?
No, it's definitely Gwendolyn Arabella Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because her name then makes the acronym GAS.
Yeah.
First, yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking that was like a hyphenated last name for some reason. Okay, no, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah. So GAS would be the acronym for that. Cool.
Yeah,
and we know that she is an architect, or was, guest lecturing now. She's got a bean chili with a number of beans that may shock you. She was previously on the leaderboard, previously number 1 for Duck Hunt. As time goes, she's fallen from grace, and maybe she thought she would maybe get rid of some of her memorabilia, kind of moving houses, or even just kind of like, decluttering. She accidentally put it in. The mission before you is going to be, getting your friend back. Is their name just Zapper? Are we thinking that's the name for the toy?
I mean, I'm gonna trigger a lot of marketing consultants right now, but I think Zapier.
Zapier?
Okay. Zapier. Zapier.
Zapier. Okay, so Zapier is the individual toy that you're looking for. So I think we've got pretty much everything established. That's really all of character creation. There's also some general introductions if you guys wanted to, introduce yourselves to each other, or even if you wanted to establish some kind of like connections, any kind of personal dynamics you might want to share, just kind of collaborating how you guys are coming to this introductory session, since you share a keeper, since you know each other. I know you've talked about some placement already. Gravity, I know you're changing the channel or turning down or up the volume when she's not looking.
From like a game-ish designer person over here, it almost feels like if there was a specific room in the house that you either like to be in would be helpful too. So like if I have to leave the living room because I'm no longer in the clicker, what room would I like most commonly run into our putty friend SP or our bionicle friend Hotahu? I think that I would like live in the living room mostly, playing with whatever tech is around, old game systems, it sounds like, TV, whatnots, occasional laptop or tablet. And then when you saunter in and need help with something, I'd assist you. Like, oh, let me tell you about this. I just saw this on Sally Jesse Raphael. How the best way to deal with a disgruntled child. You just put them on timeout in the closet.
So Josh, Jacob, what do you guys... what are you guys thinking? Where are you guys at the house?
I feel like most people keep Legos just about anywhere. I mean, you can't really see them in the background that well, but I got some Lego pieces like right here, just hanging on my plant shelf above my head. So I think I'm gonna go with with her office, like her consulting office. Maybe she's got like a cabinet of different like Lego sets, and there's just like the bottom ones, like she got creative one day and just started putting stuff together.
I feel like you'd also be well used right next to the connector, or what is the other Lego thing that's like connector or
connects.
Is
that it?
Yeah.
So I did have a thought. If she's an architect by trade, I would imagine doing a lot of handwriting. Instead of erasing things, I could imagine some function of putty being used to kind of like, move over like information. Maybe because of her age, maybe it's just a thing she learned, a trick to do, taking text from one thing, putting on another. It could be like you're on one of her like, not easels, but kind of like work desks as like a, next to the big old eraser and kind of next to the, the overly sharpened pencil. Could be an idea.
No, I love that.
It's just you've always got like different blueprints kind of going in your face that you have to clean off after she's gone out of the room. I'm, I'm imagining still SP actually just going to the sink and just like washing up, like just the blue ink off your face.
I hate the design of this house.
Yeah. Does SP have a set face, or are they just like using?
All right,
googly eyes.
Yeah.
From the desk.
This might be a weird throwback. When YouTube was popping off, I think maybe slightly before YouTube, there's something called, I think, Clay World or Knox's Corner.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I forgot about Knox's Clay World.
It's just kind of general humanoid shape. It's not quite Gingerbread Man, but it's pretty much Gingerbread Man with no neck. Just the head is up there.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe even like Gumby-esque.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely Gumpy-esque, just shorter and rounder.
I don't think Josh and Jacob, you read through the rule set completely yet. But one more,
Jacob never will.
probably not. I mean, again, I think that as long as you can say yes and a lot of the time, and you can read a character sheet, you're good to go. But I think one of the other things that you didn't highlight yet that was actually really cool is the difference in kind of play modes that you have, like the journey and then the Imaginarium. So just so that they're kind of aware, like if you say, okay, we're entering the Imaginarium or whatnot, like what that really means as we do that kind of mode of play.
Yeah, no, of course. And then I can kind of describe this, and we can kind of get into just making sure all the materials on the character sheet are kind of, addressed and filled out. So yeah, the Imaginarium is kind of an additional like play mode. So like for regular games, kind of like the standard, like the defaults, like your toys in our real world, obviously you're about a foot tall, if that. But there's also an option to kind of have like an other world that's available for gameplay, kind of that, exists in the imagination of a keeper or kind of in like a shared collaborative space that can be kind of built together. It can kind of play on existing, genre pieces. We have like the lands beyond, kind of like a prehistoric. You got like otherworldly, kind of sci-fi. You have different play modes, and it kind of plays into stuff from like, in Toy Story 2, you got the intro starting with, Buzz Lightyear and like Slinky and all those people showing up in the Wild West. Or like, it's like that creative space that's like, this is kind of what maybe a kid's imagining, or like if you're playing with these toys, how does a Bionicle play with Panda Pool in like, outer space? Like, I mean, they're just there. Like, you can just hand wave stuff, So there's that kind of option for gameplay as well. And there's a couple like standard loose ideas, prehistoric, sci-fi, other ones like that as well. If you want to get more detailed as well for building those, you can come up with ideas together. There's a set of questions that will help you kind of like build out maybe what will give you a good breadth of gameplay, kind of establishing some shared locations, maybe some conflict in the world that might be able to be experienced or kind of played with, to give you kind of like a good starting point for a story, so it's not just an entire genre setting, unless you have an idea you want to start with, in which case go for it. But if you don't have that, at the ready, there are some kind of questions to help kind of lead you to whatever those answers might be between you and your table. But then at this point we have everything kind of covered.
Yeah, I think there's three things that we didn't specifically call out during this character creation. The order that I would see them in would be description, background, and then story points, because I know that story points is different than the other two.
Yeah. So once you kind of have a lot of elements established, you can kind of start with getting a few more deeper details if you want to kind of explore more of your character than just kind of what you're playing at the table. So you have like a description if you just kind of want to, paint a picture of your character, metaphorically speaking. If you wanted to literally paint a picture, there's a space for to have like an actual little drawing of your toy on there if you want to get real artsy with it. I would personally stick to writing because I'm not good at drawing at all. But I encourage anyone to, if they want to draw a little doodle or any kind of art, by all means put it there. But yeah, the description is just going to be kind of the physicality. So how do all these pieces of the character kind of come together? What does that look like for you? And then we have the background. So if you're very much a well-tenured hand-me-down, like, who are the different keepers you've had? What's been important in your life? Who are the other toys that have been near and dear to you? Those are some elements you can also establish. They kind of just, for kind of showing the entire character, it goes from the top, describing your name, toys' names, and if pronouns are different for either of those, you can kind of put those in brackets. Kind of start with traits. You go through physical, personality, when you get your flaw, and then you kind of go down to some of the more mechanical options, like, choosing your dice, assigning those to the stats, talents, you have those descriptions and backgrounds, and then you get down to your keeper, which is going to be the kind of final element. There's a space for story tokens as well on the character sheet that'll just kind of track anytime you get a triumph. You're getting a story token that can kind of influence gameplay. So it's like a little additional reward. So not only are you getting the highest value and getting to roll next, but you can also save those for when you're maybe not doing so well. And it can be good for you or even better for other players. So typically you'll be able to use it as like a +2 bonus, for example, or if you use it for another character, you want to use yours for someone else, it's going to be +4 for someone else. So it kind of like fosters a little more collaborative, hey, let me help you out. You can let it just be a +4, or you can even describe, how you guys are working together to make something even better happen by working together, because who doesn't love teamwork? So that's kind of like a quick rundown of just like all the elements of the character sheet. It's quick to get started. It's nothing that's too technical or nothing too crunchy. You're playing a toy, so you don't need like a 5-page, complex, diagrams and all that fun stuff. You don't need to mark hit points. It's pretty standard, like with a game as light as this, there's not really the threat of any terrible fates. It's kind of like, what story do you want to tell at the table? What kind of unexpected challenges come along the way? As a toy that's about less than a foot, you can't really do a lot of damage to the world, but you can definitely make an impact. So that's more of gameplay, what that's going to be about.
Hey everyone, it's Ivey here. I snuck into Gravity's channel to do the outro just because I like talking to you all so much. We had a blast walking through character creation in the Lost Toy Brigade with the system creator Keller of Space Cat Publishing, and we had even more fun playing the system, and I can't wait for you all to see that. Don't forget to go check out Keller's other work as well as follow him on Blue Sky. You can find all those details and links in the description below. Just a reminder, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you had a great time. And trust me, you're gonna keep having a great time. Gravity has got some cool stuff cooking up over the next year and years to come. And I can't tell you anything about it. I'm sorry. I know everything and I can't say a word. Sorry. Now, it's been a bit since I said this, but my friends, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, always remember to have fun.